Good afternoon. This is your tarot for the collective today. Today we're going to be doing just a quick 3-card spread as we enter into this current Jupiter in Pisces transit today. And Jupiter in Pisces is all about expanding your conscious awareness, expanding your mind, expanding your heart and your compassion, and also about uncovering hidden gifts and hidden knowledge and believing in the magic again, believing in the mystery, and also expanding upon any psychic gifts that you have, any creative pursuits, um, anything heart based, anything compassion towards the community, love for humanity, and any like psychic dreams or visions. Your dreams will probably be very vivid right now. You know, this is the time of the seeker and the mystique, and Jupiter and Pisces is just kind of like expanding that. Um, any kind of prosperity work that you've been doing that's even perhaps spiritually based or something artistic, musical, things like that. So this is a lovely transit, and it goes till about the end of July. So I pulled 3 cards. I pulled them ahead, meditated on them, and I pulled a card from each deck that called to me. And we have this Ace of Cups again from Golden Art Nouveau. We have the World card from Tarot of Mystical Moments, and the King of Wands from the Light Seers Tarot. So first I pulled out this Ace of Cups, and the way that I placed the cards out was this first card would represent perhaps perhaps the gifts that we are receiving or things that we're expanding upon. And then the second card, our King of Wands, which we'll talk about next, that card is like perhaps our lessons from this, what we should look out for, how we should embody this time, things like that. And then the third card, the World, is basically what we can expect going forward, the overall energy of this entire transit and how it moves us forward and perhaps possibly extends into, a little bit after July as well, if there's any messages there. Because I feel like this Pisces transit is very powerful. A lot of water energy, and then some of the other stuff that's going on in the stars right now with the North Node and things like that, with destiny paths. A lot of very strong energy. So this Ace of Cups is beautiful for us to get for, what is the gifts that we're receiving? What are we expanding upon? And this card is absolutely lovely because, it says to me here that we got this card the other night as well for our new moon spread, and it has that beautiful dove, which is the symbol for the new moon, and this beautiful Sabian symbol of the dove over troubled waters. And so there's a lot of healing energy that we were able to receive from this new moon, which makes sense. And this is through that which we've healed, that new beginning, where we're getting this new gift, we're getting this new expansion of our seeds of love and hope. So those dreams that we had for the new moon and things like that healing, those seeds of growth, perhaps that longing for new connections, new romances, new friendships, all of these things are coming to us. This is what we're expanding upon in this Jupiter and Pisces. That's beautiful. This beautiful water energy, this newfound outpouring of emotions, new emotions coming at you like a gift. It's this divine bliss, this oneness, this creative energy, which is basically, that's Jupiter and Pisces. So anything that embodies Jupiter and Pisces in its highest form is what we are going to receive. It's time to nurture yourself and engage in this self-love and like open up more. open up more. Don't repress those things. Open up to these possibilities of love and new connections and friendships, and allow those seeds to blossom and grow, in this divine timing, this gift. Things will also be illuminated for us. I think this is a messenger of these like vibrant beginnings of illuminations. And, these eclipse portals are playing a role in this as well. And this is, it's marking these like Genesis, this doorway, this portal energy again to these new relationships, new types of connections, deeper feelings of love and friendship. And, there's a lot of magic. So this is, what is coming for you is this heart opening, this ability to receive the gifts of the Jupiter and Pisces expansion, to become optimistic, to have these, these radiating feelings that are just coming right out of that beautiful chalice. That's your holy grail. You can see the things which have been hidden from you. Everything is going to be illuminated. There's this awakening energy, and your capacity for love is expanding. So again, make sure that you are not, you're getting this opening to be able to receive this abundance, to be able to receive these gifts. So make sure that you are remaining open for that. That message is really saying, be very mindful of, taking care of your heart and making sure that it's not coming from these wounded places, balancing those inner emotions so that you can be open to receive these gifts. Things are emerging, and give yourself permission to deepen those kindred spirit relationships with your friends around you and the life around you and the intuitive messages that you're receiving and the things that are expanding your heart. And so I think that's the biggest thing for this Jupiter in Pisces is just this heart expansion and then radiating it out, this new beginning of, a heartfelt place that perhaps you want to share this with the rest of the world. And this is your connection with your intuition that is connecting with your heart and your intuition. It's like there's this unlimited possibility when you're coming from that kind of a place. And the universe is gifting it to you right now. This is your divine destiny here. It's absolutely beautiful. So now we have our King of Wands. And he is absolutely gorgeous in this Light Seers Tarot deck. I can't help but notice this lion in the background. That's the strength card to me. So this speaks of perhaps something that, is very important for you this summer. There's something about this lion and this king and this fire energy that, you're being asked to step into leadership, and this energy is ripe right now too. This is a lot of this energy is being able to step into a leadership role, and knowing that perhaps you have that fire inside you, that spirit is inside you. You're charismatic, and it's like this vitality, this energy that you have that you were born with and no one else possesses except you. You might want to use this expansion energy from Jupiter and Pisces to connect with your soul, connect with your wilder pursuits and these bigger passionate ideas, this heart-fueled energy to build this empire of light. Like you're being asked to step into this, and this is the time for you to do that. And perhaps what you need to watch out for, the lesson for this, how you can maybe don't get tripped up. This energy of Jupiter and Pisces, it's like it wants you to look at the bigger picture, and that's what this card is saying too. Don't get stuck with your, you know, you might not, you might have some blind spots. You might, that fire that he has, maybe perhaps it doesn't illuminate everything. If you're becoming a little too ambitious, if you're running ahead with that flame, it could go out. You could be in the dark for a moment until you struggle and relight that again. So, keep those racing forward energies of that arrogance, that don't let this Jupiter and Pisces get you into something where it's like an unrealistic expectation. Make sure that you're grounding those energies down, make sure that you're mapping things out a little bit, make sure that you're living passionately, you're following that fire, you're going into that intensity, but make sure you work out those little kinks and maybe allow yourself time to reevaluate and reassess things, because your heart is it's not going to lead you in the wrong direction, but it, you need to look at the big picture. Need to look at the big picture and how it's affecting others too. This king is like, he's being called to step into leadership, and if he's not confident in himself, if he is not sure of himself, if he is not tame those inner shadows, he could be projecting out some very fiery energy that, it could burn, it could hurt other people around him. So, he needs to keep that willpower in check and channel it in a more positive way. He needs to shine that light for others so they can hear his call to rise up. Use that charisma to gather your tribe around you, to lead that pack, to be that visionary, that mastermind, and to have, work on that sovereign authority, with that strength card in yourself, and then inspire others by that way that you embody that. So, again, use this energy to expand those lovely pursuits and follow those fiery passions. But make sure you're grounding things down. Make sure you're continuing to look at the big picture, and make sure that you're stepping into that leadership role, because those gifts that are opening up for you, it's about listening to those and about following your heart and channeling that energy in this intuitive, creative, passionate way, using that fire for good, and rising up out of that, any of those pains of the past that still linger, and maybe that's why you're rushing and you're being arrogant, because you still have a little bit of those wounds that need to be healed. So love yourself and take your time with this, but just follow your heart. You can't go wrong, especially with this Jupiter and Pisces. It's like expanding that heart energy. So as long as you're doing your work and you're keeping those shadow energies in check, you are being called to be a leader. Like, this is your role in this time, and you have something to share and something to give with others. And this beautiful World card. I mean, you can't get better than this for our final card and the overall energy going forward. And to me, this is, this speaks of maybe perhaps travel. This speaks to me of, I see like the 2 eclipses, and I see some stuff going out a little bit after that eclipse energy too. So this card is very expansive. This card shows to me that this overall energy of Jupiter and Pisces is highly dynamic. And this is this completion of this beautiful cycle energy. So to me, it's like after the eclipses and such, and, going a little bit forward, there's this beautiful completion here. It's this happy ending, this success, this achievement there. This is about those new levels of consciousness that Jupiter is expanding for us. So, she's got this beautiful blue behind her, and the stars, and you can tell that she's really just completely in her element, completely in tune, completely connected. She's, she's got this new level of awareness and wholeness, and she's embodying love, and she's accepting that beautiful gift from that ace. She's accepted it fully into herself. She's constantly rising and flowing and turning and shifting, and she's consciously stepping into the world's, like, the ascension energy, that Jupiter and Pisces. She's stepping into that. She's welcoming these beautiful shifts and merging her inner self, that, those intuitive hits that she's received, and her heart space, and she's merging that with the outer reality, and again she's taking that out into the world. She's becoming that leader. Perhaps she's becoming, this card is a card of the entrepreneur. Perhaps this will expand your business. Perhaps your business will expand globally. Perhaps you'll be traveling with your business. Perhaps you'll be expanding your mind and, getting these intuitive hits in this heart opening space. And, it's that abundance, that large project, that successful conclusion that you've been waiting to revel, in that sweet, sweet success. So that's really good. She's very protected too. In this card, I always see in other decks that, she's protected by her guides. She's in other cards you will see this with the snake around her, the Ouroboros. So this is like, in my beautiful end is my beginning. It's this beautiful hard work, this ascension, this divine part of the plan is complete, and now it's emerging for this new beautiful beginning. Her journey's complete. She's traveled all around. She's each one of these things that she's holding, it's like her points of experience that she's achieved. She's got these accomplishments under her belt. She's got these goals that she's achieved, and she's very confident in them. She's very divinely guided. She's listened to all that's around her and been able to connect with it in such a way that she could manifest to get to this place too. And keep this is saying, like, this is remaining focused, because again, this is going out further. This is your you'll be glimpsing that magic at the end of a long journey. And it's like these final steps, like perhaps this is kind of like taking you into several months of energies here. And even this card, when it's not at its highest, it's still a positive card that signals happy endings, no matter what those endings might be. It's perhaps there's a need for closure in something that was very difficult. It could be the end of a very difficult cycle that maybe isn't all sunshine and roses, but it has illuminated so much about who you are and your purpose and those around you, and how you are affected by the world, and how you can channel these energies to affect the world at large in a positive way, to expand that knowledge and that wisdom and that intuition and that heart that you have, to share those experiences with others. Maybe that's your purpose here for this Jupiter and Pisces. So I think that's a perfect place to end it. And, I wish you all lovely levels of expansion and gifts and hidden talents emerging, and entrepreneurial adventures and leadership roles and completions of beautiful cycles, and that beautiful cycle of life. Enjoy it. Enjoy those little bright stars and those little sparks of joy and bliss along the way, and keep those heart spaces open, and remember to keep being open to receive these, because the ripple effect is lovely, but you have to be open, and use this energy to get you towards your destiny. This is kind of your life path lesson here with Jupiter and Pisces. It's getting you, it's opening up this new chapter, this beautiful new chapter. So get ready for the adventures, my friends. Have a blessed afternoon.